Good day, everyone. I want to share 11 ways and steps you can walk in financial independence. We live in a world where there are a lot of financial struggles, a lot of financial houses out there, and I think it is expedient we teach people and sanitize people what financial independence is all about. So, if you are privileged to watch this video, don't forget to subscribe and to click the notification button, okay, so that anytime we drop any video, you get it. Okay, so, one more time, stable 11 ways and steps to walk in financial independence. Let me start by explaining what financial independence is all about. Okay, before we look at the explanation of what financial independence is all about, I want you to have a notion that the greater the gap between your earnings and your spending, then the faster your net worth grows. I take that again. The greater the gap between your earnings and your spending, the faster your net worth grows. You hear people ask, what is your net worth? You want to collect a facility from a bank, they want to know your net worth because they can tell what your financial strength and what your financial capacity is. So, you have to make a list of all your assets, like bank accounts, your investment, your houses, your properties, your valuables, and as well your liabilities. So, you have like a trial balance sort of. You have like a ledger, you have your asset, and you have your liabilities on one side. So you list them vis-a-vis. So the difference between what you owe from what you own is your net worth. I believe that's sinking to us a good deal. So I said the greater the gap between your earnings and your spending, then the faster your net worth grows. And I said be sure to list down all your assets, like your bank account, your investment, your houses, your properties, your valuables, and all your liabilities on the other side. And the difference between what you owe and what you own is your net worth. Just to add a little to what I've said earlier. Now, what is the meaning of financial independence? Financial independence, according to Wikipedia Encyclopedia, it can be defined as the status of having enough income to pay one's living expenses for the rest of one's life without having to be employed or dependent on others. I take that again. Financial independence can be defined as the status of having income enough to pay one's living expenses for the rest of one's life without having to be employed or dependent on others. Let me add a little about passive income. Income earned without having to work a job is commonly referred to as a passive income. Income earned without having to work a job is commonly referred to as a passive income. Just side hustle sort of. That is just what passive income is all about. So I believe we have a better understanding what financial independence is. So on the other hand, financial independence refers to being in possession of sufficient money to sustain the current lifestyle for indefinite longevity. The first step towards attaining financial independence starts with what? Assessing one's net worth or current financial position. And that's why I start by explaining what a net worth is. I said the greater the gap between your earnings and your spending, then the faster your net worth grows. And I also went further to say, to be sure, list down all your assets like bank account, investment, houses, properties, valuables, and liabilities. The difference between what you owe and what you own is your net worth, just in summary. So, to achieve financial independence, the net worth should always grow. Shouldn't be what? Static. It should be growing. A financial plan having lifetime goals or short-term goals will help achieve this. There are two basic principles: spend less and earn more. So the greater the gap between your earnings and your spending, the faster the net worth grows. So financial independence is misrepresented with higher income. I repeat that financial independence is what? Misrepresented. Is misrepresented with higher income. The more we save, the easier the path to becoming financially independent will become. So just take note of the following 11 bullet points. I'm going to run through them very fast. Now, these are just takeaways on financial independence. It is always advisable to save at least 10% of your gross income. It will always keep a buffer available. It will always assist you on the rainy days. So it is important, it is advisable. From all financial books I've read, from all business seminars I've attended, it is advisable to save at least 10% of your gross income. Practically, you earn 500k at the end of every month. 10% of that 500k, 50k. So you ensure that you drop that in a particular account that you don't have ATM for. Save it in an account where you don't have access for transfer whatsoever. Just drop it there. You never can tell. In future, those will amount to a large chunk of money that you could use to push into an investment. I'm going to talk about that. So the first point, remember I'm talking about 11 ways or 11 steps to becoming financially independent. First, always save at least 10% of your gross income. Second, keep monitoring your savings percentage periodically to investigate the shortfall. I take that again. Keep monitoring your savings percentage periodically to investigate what? The shortfall. A lot of people don't even know how much they have in their bank account. It is terrible because the day 1,000 naira or $1,000 will miss from your account, you might not be aware because you don't know how much you have previously. So you have to periodically check to see how much you have. If there are other shortfalls, then you'll be able to see, oh, I lose this from the account. I supposed to have maybe 15% interest of my savings and I'm not getting it. And you query the financial institution and all that. So you have to keep an eye on your savings percentage periodically. Third, invest for the future. Reinvest your saved cash, your saved money, reinvest them. It's not enough to gather money and keep. You have to make that money work for you. A rich man said, until you know how to make money while you sleep, you have to work till you die. So the money you have cultivated and save, you have to make that money go work for you. You have to send that money on an errand to bring more money. So invest for the future, reinvest your saved cash. The fourth point, differentiate between long-term and short-term money requirement and save accordingly using different financial instruments. Differentiate between long-term and short-term money requirement and save accordingly using different financial instruments. Okay, you can save in bonds, you can save in shares, you can save by buying fixed asset, landed properties. You can save in buying shops and all of those kind of things. So differentiate between long-term and short-term money requirement and save accordingly using different financial instruments. We live in a digitalized world where there are so many financial instruments. All you need to do is just get good knowledge on the one you are going into and put your resources in there. So the fifth point, avoid a lifestyle of inflation and spend on things that matters to you. Avoid lifestyle inflation and spend on things that matters to you. What am I trying to say? If you are the Yankee type that love going to clubs, I'm not saying going to clubs is bad. When you go there, minimize your spending. Okay, so spend with sense. Don't spend everything that you've saved. Spend just a little, and be careful. At seasons of merriment, there's tendency you're spending more, so you have to be careful and you have to be guided. So the fifth point, I repeat, avoid lifestyle inflation and spend on things that matters to you. The sixth point, pay all debt that stand in your way. Take debt, but understand the difference between good and bad debt. A good debt is one where asset outlived the debt, like a loan for a house. So spending an exorbitant amount on vacation or dinner or clothes by taking debt and repaying it later for an extended period is not a good debt. It can be avoided. So avoid unnecessary financial weight on yourself. So pay all debt that stand on your way, take debt, but understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. And I just explained that. A good debt, we call it a mortgage. Facility for a mortgage is a good debt, but you collect to go for vacation. Come on, those are what? Those are inflation spending. So you have to avoid that. Back to our fourth point. So the 7th point, because of our time, the 7th point, invest what you save, but a balanced investor. Invest what you save, but be a balanced investor. Invest what you have saved, but be a balanced investor. Never put your money in system you don't understand. Never put your money in business you don't understand. Never buy so-called lands or houses that don't have any legal document. Don't get yourself involved in things that you regret in the past. So invest what you save, but be a balanced investor. Diversify between asset classes like real estate, equity, fixed income instrument. Real estate provide protection against inflation, while fixed income security provide capital protection. So choosing the appropriate mix between the benefit of diversification. So you have to be technically sound here. So I said diversification between asset classes like real estate, equity, or fixed income instrument. Real estate provide protection against inflation, while fixed income security provide capital protection. So know where to put your money. Choosing the appropriate mix provide the benefit of diversification. The 8th point, planning for retirement is always the priority. It's always a priority. Don't think you're going to work till 110 years. At the age of 80, no one is going to employ you, believe you me. So plan for your retirement early. At 20, start planning for your retirement. Look at the man, John Dell. I love using his story. He began the Dell Corporation at the age of, I think, 16, 18 thereabout. And the man retired at the age of 40. The Dell Corporation. Today we still have the Dell Corporation all over. We have Dell systems all over. That man began early and retired early. So plan for your retirement is always the priority. You can always take a loan to buy a house or a car, but you will not get a loan to fund your retirement. So priorities, prioritize your retirement. If you want to go on retirement, no bank is going to give you any facility. Believe me, even if you are the bank manager of one of the top banks, they will not give you the facility. No one's going to sign that. No one's going to guarantee you because you're going to retirement. They don't know what will happen after you've retired. A lot of people do die after retirement because they are redundant. Okay, so plan your retirement from today. From today that you're hearing me, start planning your retirement. Don't think you are some superhuman that's going to work till 90 years. No one's going to employ you. If you don't want to leave the organization will tell you, thank you for a job well done. Please, you can carry on. Even the service in the military, whatever, 35 years of service, they must do you farewell. You must carry on because some other younger chaps are there to take your place. So the ninth point, as life transition from college to first job to marriage, children, kids, education to retirement, financial needs changes. So reworking finances and achieving financial independence at each of these criteria stage is equally important. Why do I make this as a point? I'm talking about life transition from college to first job to marriage to children to kids, education to retirement, financial need changes. So reworking finances and achieving financial independence at each of these critical stages is equally important. So it is a point. Know that. From the first day you leave school, when you are in school, you do get some financial benefit from your parents. You're out of school, they assume you're home, you're old and not take care of yourselves. And before you know it, you bring in a partner. If you're a wife, you're married. If you're a man, you're also married. Before you know it, children comes in, responsibility comes in. You want to further education, so it is a point that you really need to watch how to transit between when you were in college to when you pick up your first job, when you get married, when you start having your first kid, your second kid, like that, down to your retirement. So it is a very, 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 very vital point that you need to watch out for. As life transition from college to first to marriage, children, kids, and all that, you have to balance that. Very, very important. The 10th point, boost your income. It's not enough to have one stream of income. Multiply your streams of income. If you work, let's say you work from 8 a.m. to maybe 4 p.m., and you have something to do from between 6, down to maybe 10 that you're going to sleep. So add extra streams of income. A rich man said, if you don't have a minimum of 7 streams of income, you can never become a millionaire. I repeat, if you don't have a minimum of 7 streams of income, you will never become a millionaire. So increase your streams of income. One stream might just give you maybe 500 naira or $500, per month. But guess what? That $500 or that 500 naira per month can buy you data. Yes, that's the good news. So the more streams of income you have, the more financial robust you become, and the more financially independent you become. So boost your income. Increase your streams of income. And the last point, the 11th point, take care of yourself along the way. Don't forget not to add value to yourselves. I've seen a lot of people. My dad then, initially when he got a job before his younger ones, so he was the one training the younger ones in school. He never forgot to further his education. After a while, the younger ones, all of them, had so much money and they left him there. He had to pick up the challenge and start working on himself. He took care of himself, went back to school for his education before, he was also financially independent. What am I trying to say? Take care of yourself. Don't serve others and forget to serve yourself. Please, you are the one working for this money. You're the one working for all these resources. So enjoy yourself first. Then your family too enjoys, and then others as well enjoy. So in a bullet point, let me run through this 11 point I just mentioned. We're talking about 11 ways or 11 steps to working financially independent. The first point I spoke about is that it is always advisable to save at least 10% of your gross income. It will always keep a buffer available. Second point, keep monitoring your savings periodically to investigate the shortfall. So keep monitoring your savings percentage periodically to investigate the shortfall. Third point, invest for the future, reinvest your saved cash. Fourth point, differentiate between long-term and short-term money requirement and save accordingly using different financial instruments. Fifth point, avoid a lifestyle of inflation and spend on things that matters to you. So avoid lifestyle inflation and spend on things that matters to you. The sixth point, pay all debts that stand on your way. Take debt, but understand the difference between a good debt and a bad debt. A good debt is one, maybe a loan for a house, but spending on vacation is a bad debt that could be avoided. 7th point, invest what you save, but be a balanced investor. Diversify between asset classes like real estate, equity, or fixed income instrument. Remember, real estate provide protection against inflation, while fixed income security provide capital protection. So choose the appropriate mix, provide benefit of diversification. So the 8th point, planning for retirement is always a priority. So while in service, you can afford to take a loan for house, for car, and all that, but when you're going to retirement, no one can give you any facilities. So you have to plan your retirement from the first paycheck you start earning. The 9th point, as life transites from college to first job to marriage to children, kids, education down to retirement, financial need changes. So you have to understand that. So you have to rework your finance and achieve financial independence at each of these critical stages. If not, you'll be messed up. The 10th point, boost your income, increase your streams of income. Okay, increase it. You are selling land, it's another stream of income. You have some network marketing, you're on that stream of income. You sell beverages, streams of income. You do consultancy, stream of income. Then your normal job, stream of income as well. While in the job, you can also be an entrepreneur, other streams of income as well. So boost your income. And lastly, take care of yourself along the way. Don't serve others and forget not to serve yourself. The journey to financial independence starts now. You don't need to wait. Don't wait, because the best time to start saving and investing is always the right time. I pray you will not make financial error. You will not be financially messed up. That's my prayer for you. Don't forget, subscribe to our channel and also click on the notification button so that anytime we drop mind-blowing videos like this, you can enjoy them.